July 31, 2020, the port of Beirut was bustling with its usual activity. Everything looked normal, even from a satellite's perspective. Who could have known that in just 4 days, this calm scene would transform into a horrific disaster? On August 4, 2020, something happened at the port that reduced its hangars to piles of debris and left behind a massive 135-meter wide crater, large enough to swallow 2 Boeing 747 aircraft. This was the event that triggered the world's largest non-nuclear explosion. So, let's find out exactly what happened in Beirut, evening of August 4, 2020. It was a typical evening in Beirut. At Safed Square, a bride named Isra Sabalani was having her wedding photos taken when suddenly a powerful shockwave hit, sending everyone scrambling for cover. It all happened in an instant, but the roots of this disaster ran far deeper. 23 minutes earlier, 5:45 p.m. inside hangar number 12 at the port, some welders were repairing a small hole in the wall. They likely had no idea the magnitude of the catastrophe their sparks would ignite. Those sparks set fire to highly flammable materials stored in the warehouse. Hangar number 12, situated right on the water's edge, was now engulfed in flames. 10 minutes later, 5:55 p.m. After the fire was reported, 9 firefighters and a medical team rushed to the scene. The intensity of the blaze and the strange noises it was making alarmed them. They immediately radioed their commander, reporting that the situation was critical and the fire was spiraling out of control. Just 12 minutes later, 6:07 p.m., the rescue team had only just arrived when a terrifying explosion rocked the port. Videos of the incident show white smoke mixed with flashes resembling fireworks in the sky. It was later confirmed that the hangar contained an entire stock of fireworks, which had detonated due to the fire. This was the first explosion, with an estimated intensity equivalent to a 1,500 kg TNT blast. 30 seconds later, people were still reeling from the first explosion when, just 30 seconds later, another, much larger blast occurred, shaking all of Beirut to its core. This second explosion was caught on numerous cameras, as many people had started filming after the initial blast. A colossal fireball erupted into the sky, its shockwave traveling faster than the speed of sound. As the explosion expanded, a white dome appeared, engulfing a large portion of the city. This was actually water vapor, created by the immense pressure of the blast. Following this, a massive cloud of red smoke billowed into the sky, which experts identified as clear evidence of ammonium nitrate present in the hangar. The explosion's intensity was so immense that its sound was heard in Cyprus, 200 kilometers, about 124 miles away, causing frightened residents to rush out of their homes. The shockwave shattered glass panes at the Beirut airport terminal, 8 kilometers, about 5 miles away, and even ripped steel rebar from nearby buildings. To give you a sense of its power, the blast, though occurring in Beirut, was recorded by the U.S. Geological Survey team as a 3.3 magnitude earthquake. Scientists at the University of Sheffield estimated the explosion was equivalent to 1.5 million kilograms, about 3.3 million pounds of TNT, 0 times more powerful than the first blast and roughly 10% of the force of the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. All the hangars at the blast site were completely annihilated. It looked as if nothing had ever stood there. Ships docked at the port suffered severe damage. Even the 390-foot-long 5-star cruise ship Orient Queen was reportedly tossed into the air before crashing back into the water and overturning. The explosion carved a deep 135-meter wide, about 443 feet, crater in the ground which immediately filled with seawater. The Beirut explosion is widely considered the largest non-nuclear explosion in history. Its sheer force even briefly disrupted the Earth's ionosphere, causing GPS and radio signals to falter for a few seconds. In Beirut, the scene was nothing short of apocalyptic. City streets were buried under mountains of rubble. High-rise buildings in northern Beirut were leveled, uprooted trees, overturned vehicles, and twisted steel girders lay scattered everywhere. The explosion knocked out power across the entire city, severely hampering initial rescue operations. Military bulldozers had to clear roads to allow rescue teams to reach the victims. In this tragic accident, 218 precious lives were lost, and over 70 people were injured. A shocking 12% of Beirut's population was displaced in a matter of moments. Tragically, the very hospitals and medical centers intended to treat the injured were also damaged or destroyed by the blast. Many hospitals were forced to improvise, treating patients in their parking lots and on sidewalks. St. George's Hospital, located just a few meters from the port, continued to care for patients on its broken sidewalks, despite being completely ruined. However, thousands of injured individuals had to be turned away due to a critical lack of space. The statue depicts a woman holding a sword, a poignant memorial to the 218 people who lost their lives that day. Beneath the statue's feet lies a clock, its hands frozen at 6:08 p.m., a silent testament to the moment the explosion forever altered Beirut.